welcome to the BS with BS. It's your boy BS, and today is story time. We are going to be telling a story about the time I was blind. Yes, you heard that right. I was blind. Okay, so the way the story goes is basically I had fast forming cataracts. What is that? It's cataracts that form fast. So let's go back to when it happened. I'm just minding my business, living my life, working, trying to do something, trying to survive. And on my way to work one day, I was like, man, my vision is a little bit blurry. So, I get to work and I was like, I'm going to schedule an eye doctor appointment. So, I scheduled an eye doctor appointment. Of course, I picked a place that was cheap and was going to give me 2 pair of glasses for $49.99. Because I already had a pair of glasses, but I had them for a while. So I was like, your boy not trying to break the bank for some glasses that I'm probably not going to wear right. Well, so I scheduled an appointment. Well, my birthday was that weekend. So, I was like, I'm going to go out of town for my birthday. So me and one of my friends and his son were like, you know what? Let's go to the LSU game. So we were like, okay, we'll go to an LSU baseball game. We get everything together, leave, go out of town. We're in Baton Rouge. Hotel's great. Having a great time. Vision still kind of blurry, but not terrible. Well, that night goes good. I eat my little Chipotle. I go to Whole Foods, whatever. I'm doing good. I'm drinking. I'm doing this. The next day, we get to the LSU game. And I'm sitting there, y'all, looking at there, and I'm like, what is happening? And they were like, what? And I'm like, what is happening? I can't see nothing. They were like, what do you mean? I was like, it just looks like a big green grass field and like ants running around on it. And they were like, so you really can't see? And I was like, I mean, I can see you and I can see you, but I don't know what's happening out there. So they were like, oh, okay, well, you really gotta make sure you go to the eye doctor appointment. I'm like, duh, I'm gonna do it. So we get to walk-ons to eat. And y'all, I kid you not, I pick up the menu, I'm like, and they were like, what's wrong? And I was like, and they were like, are you okay? Can you see? I was like, I don't know what any of this says. Thank God I eat here a lot and I know what I want. So, that's done, get home. Gotta struggle to drive home, but I made it. So, that Monday rolls around and it's time for me to go to the eye doctor. Well, I struggle driving to work because, again, I couldn't see. Get there and I was like, I don't know if I can make it to the eye doctor. So my coworker's like, I'll drive you there. I'm like, yes, thank God, you're a lifesaver. She drives me to the eye doctor. We get there, go in the back, do everything, and the doctor lady is like, well, that is so funny. Now, mind you, she's just not saying that to me. She's just talking to herself out loud. She's like, wow, so young for this to happen. And I'm just in there like, and she's like, oh, can't believe it. And I was like, ma'am, what's wrong? And she goes, I'm going to paraphrase it, y'all, and say it the way that I heard it. And she was like, bruh, you got cataracts. And I was like, what you mean? And she was like, bruh, you have cataracts. And I was like, I'm 28 years old. I was 28 at the time. And I was like, I'm 28 years old. I don't have cataracts. And she was like, but you do though. And I was like, oh, okay. So, and she was like, I can prescribe you some glasses that might help, but you probably need to have surgery. Also, I can't do the surgery. And I was like, oh, okay. So we go out, looking at the glasses and everything. And at this point, I'm just like, how do I have cataracts? I am too young to have cataracts. And all the people working at the eyeglass place just thought it was so hilarious that I was 28 and had cataracts. And they were all like, oh my God, you got cataracts. Ha ha ha. Come on, let's find you some glasses. And I'm like, So I go over there, get the glasses. Now, mind you, I only went to this place because they always talk about 2 pair of glasses for $49.99. Well, guess what? My glasses weren't $49.99. It was $2.20 for 1 pair. And I was like, you know what? Whatever. Maybe they'll help. Newsflash, they didn't help. So then, I'm like, okay, I keep trying to work, y'all, but I couldn't see. And I was just going to end up messing them people's stuff up. But I did finally get surgery scheduled. Problem was, apparently everyone needed eye surgery at this time. So they couldn't fit me in for 2 months. So for 2 months, I am blind. I am stumbling around my house. People have to like fix me food and stuff. I can't cook for myself. I can't do anything. I'm just laying in my room. Thank God for Siri, or I would have went crazy. Because I would be like, I had to ask her to do everything. I couldn't work my phone for nothing, so I had to just remember what people's names were in my phone and ask her to call them and all this, that, and the other. And let me tell y'all, my best friend Tulio, my dude took care of me during my blind time. Sure, he was 4 months away, but he was there for me. Like, he knew I was at home, boy, all day, waiting on him to get off. And as soon as he got off work, he would call me. Throughout the day, he would check on me to make sure I was okay. We would do like voice messages because I could kind of, like, I knew where the button was. So we would do that. And like, my dude took good care of me. He kept me up to date with all the new products that were coming out and described them to me. Like, who does that? Excuse me, y'all. But who does that? He literally, if something came out that he thought I would like, he would tell me about it. And then he would like, say it was a shirt, he would be like, it's available in this color, this color, this color, and this color. Like, my dude was good to me. Props to him. So, yeah, like, couldn't do nothing for myself. I remember one day specifically, my grandma had to go out of town. So she had made me a big pot of taco soup. And somebody had put it in the fridge for me. I don't know who it was. Well, I was hungry. So I like stumbled my way out of the room, felt around till I got to the fridge, got it open, felt around in there till I found the pot, and eventually made it to the stove with it and got it on. But I couldn't see to get, like, to turn the stove on. So I had to FaceTime someone, hold the phone camera up like towards the microwave, and get them to tell me when I was close and if I was doing it right. Y'all, I have never felt so helpless in my life. Let me tell y'all, one day, we were going to church. My sister, like, literally had to guide me into church like I was Stevie Wonder. And then, while we were in there, somebody was giving a testimony about their son not having to have surgery. They went to have surgery. The doctor was like, you know what? You don't need this surgery. You're good. I don't know what happened. So I just knew. I was like, you know what? I'm about to get my eyesight back today. I'm going to close my eyes, count to 10, and I'm going to be able to see. And I looked at my sister and I was like, sister. I don't know why, but I be calling her sister instead of by her name. It was just, I don't know. I was like, sister, you know what? And she was like, what? And I was like, I'm about to close my eyes, count to 10, and I'm going to be able to see. And she was like, And I was like, yep. So I was like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As I was counting in my head, I was getting more and more passionate into the count. That's why I'm doing it like this. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I opened my eyes and I was like, it's still blurry. And I was like, you know what? Maybe God needed 20 seconds. Let me give him another 10 and I'm going to close my eyes extra hard. And I was like, and I counted to 10 again and I opened them. And my sister was like, can you see? And I was like, nope. And she was like, guess you still getting surgery then. And I was like, yep. So it gets time for surgery 2 months later. And when I'm in the surgery office, whatever, they take me in the back. We get back, and I was like, oh, okay, are y'all gonna put me to sleep? And they were like, no, we're just gonna give you like some anesthesia so that you don't hurt or anything. But we need you to be awake and coherent while we do the surgery, because if we need you to move your eye, we need you to move it. And I was like, so you mean to tell me that I'm gonna be looking at y'all do surgery on my eye? Like, I'm gonna see you doing it? And you know what they said? They was like, well, you can't see, so you're not gonna see us doing it. And I was like, touche. So I go back there and I'm laid back, and doctor's doing it, and they like the doctor and all the people back there with him are just like having the conversation of their life, and I'm just sitting there like, man, y'all have a lot of conversation and talking and laughing and kikiing while you got like a surgical instrument on my eyeball, but I ain't saying nothing because you don't mess with the people that are doing services for you. So as the surgery goes, as it's going, the crazy thing is I slowly am starting to be able to see out of one eye because they can only do one eye like at a time. They can't do both of them in the same day. So it's done, and I'm like, oh my God, I can see. And the doctor was like, that was the point of this. And in my head, I was like, okay, you're a little bit rude, but touche. So I get out and I was like, oh my God, I can see. I was so happy. And then they gave me like 4 sets of goggles and eye mask. And I was like, what is this? And they were like, well, first of all, you know those eye drops that you hate that you've been having to put in your eye? And I was like, yes. They were like, well, you have to keep putting those in, but also you have this other one, which is weird and milky and burns. And I was like, oh. And they were like, also. And then they like open this case of eye patches, and they're like, this one is for when you're going outside and there's dust and stuff around, but anytime you go outside, you need to wear it. This one is for while you sleep. This one, I would just wear it over the opposite eye. No. I don't remember what they told me to do with that one, but it was like a more comfortable, real piratey one that like wrapped around and was black. And I was like, okay, this is cool, you know, I can see or whatever. And then when I had the other eye, they gave me them too, but I had to continue to wear both of them. So I would just walk around looking like a fly. Like, I would put pictures up for y'all to see, but I was just walking around looking like a fly. But I could see, and that was good enough for me. And that was the story of the time that I was blind. Y'all, it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, mainly because all the rest of my senses got like very, very heightened. So I could hear everything, I could smell everything. Like, I could tell who was coming in my house. I had learned them by like the way it sounded when they walked. And I know that's crazy, but it's so true. Like when they tell you your other senses get stronger, it is that. So yes, I did feel very helpless because I couldn't see anything and I needed people to guide me places. But it also really taught me that if I never would have had sight back, I could have made it. And it also gave me a new appreciation for all the people who actually, like, not just temporarily, are permanently blind. And I was like, man, people really go through this, like, year-round, 365. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. But this was your story time. This was the BS with BS. I'm the BS from the BS with BS. And I want to tell you guys to have a great day. Can't wait to give you the next story time.